Hello and welcome back for another fountain pen review. If you're just watching this channel for the first time, we're starting out with some reviews of fountain pens. I went on a spree a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and I have been doing reviews as each pen comes in. I ordered them the slow way, direct from China, and so that takes a while, and they kind of come in sporadically. So every time I get one in, I do a review, and today I got another pen to review, and very soon we'll have a couple of more because I just got a package in the mail like 10 minutes ago. Today we're going to look at the Jinhao 911, and I do promise, so far they've all been Jinhaos. I have a Wing Sung for the next review, and it's a demonstrator pen. I'm kind of excited about that one. So come back, like and subscribe, and come back so that you can see that one too. But today it's the Jinhao 911, and let's turn the camera around and look a little bit closer at this so that you can see why I like this other new pen. Okay, so here we have the Jinhao 911. You can see there that that's etched on the back of the cap. Every now and then I forget to look back there with the Jinhaos and find the model number, but there it is, very easily found and seen. It is a stainless steel pen and kind of a matte finish, I guess. I like this pen a lot. It's a conservatively styled thing. It reminds me of my grandfather's pens from the late 60s, early 70s. Not a copy of, but similar to, not overly similar to, a cross, just kind of the same school of design, I think, but not at all a copy of a cross pen. I have a cross Century 2 that I carry pretty often and really like that pen. This doesn't look anything like it, but it kind of reminds me in the feel, the size, the width in hand, and all of that. It's really similar if you're familiar with those pens, except for one thing. I ordered this one directly from China, and I got it on eBay. Waited a couple of weeks. If you can be patient, you do get a good deal. This pen, believe it or not, was $1.68 plus a little bit of shipping, and was here in a couple of weeks, and not at all. I can wait for that. It's a great pen. Obviously, it's a great pen at that price. It would have been a great pen at 5 times that price. I think it's a really nice pen. It's, again, nice balance. I like to write with a pen capped, and it's a great weight for that. Not too heavy at all, but also not too light. I don't like a pen that's too light. Similar to the Jinhao 51A I reviewed last time, it has a hooded nib. This one's a nice black plastic hooded nib, and the nib seems to be of good quality. Just a steel nib, but it writes smoothly, I think better than I expected. It's similar to, I would say, I have a, what is that? What do they call those? A Platinum Preppy. I have one of those, and it writes, I would say, a little bit smoother than that, in between that and a Pilot Metropolitan, if you're familiar with those pens, both of which I really like. So it's between two good pens is what I would say about that. The Pilot Metropolitan, one of my favorites, and just a great everyday use pen. Well, this is kind of the same school, a little bit cheaper to buy, obviously, but a good pen. Like all Jinhaos I've bought so far, it comes with a converter. This one is filled with a sapphire blue from Jinhao, and just an overall good. Okay, let's see how this pen writes. You might be wondering, how does a $1.68 pen write? And I'm going to tell you what, this pen writes really well. It's punching way above its weight as far as I am concerned. This is, again, I filled this with a Jinhao sapphire blue ink, and it flows well, and I don't think that's just the ink. This pen writes well. I can't write and talk at the same time, it looks like today, but it writes really well. The ink flow is good. It's a hooded nib. I am so bad about spinning that around. That is one thing about it. If you're not used to a hooded nib, you're going to have to get used to lining that up. You have to do that with a fountain pen anyway, but you're going to have to look a little bit harder to do that. So that's something to think about with these pens. But I like the style. It's kind of a retro style. And as you can see, this nib really writes, I said it again, writes well. And so it just is impressive to me. for the money, but it would be impressive to me even if I paid, this was $1.68, if I had paid $8 or $9 for this, say on Amazon or something like that. I don't know what they charge for it, but I'll put that in the link below so that you have that, because not everybody wants to go on eBay, and I understand that. It writes really well. I would definitely recommend this if this is another great beginner pen from Jinhao, and I think in general their pens are good if you're just starting out, because they're very reasonably priced. You can get them again for anywhere from $2 to $8 or $9, and they have some that are more than that. They have some really unique pens when you start to get up around $10, $15. Some with dragon-headed clips that are really cool, and I may get one of those just for the sake of being able to share that with you and review it, because I've been a little bit curious. That pen is not my thing, but I have some people that it might make a good stocking stuffer for, so I may have to order me one of those, and if I do, I'll share that review with you here. So if you're looking for an inexpensive pen, I would look one of these up on Amazon or on eBay. It's the Jinhao 911. And I would grab this pen. If you're looking for something that would make a nice gift, it is. They're not going to look at this and say, "Oh man, he got me a cheap piece of junk. How cheap is he?" It's actually a nice pen. Stainless steel, hooded nib, smooth writing, and just absolutely a nice bargain, and a nice everyday carry kind of a pen, a nice one to keep out on your desk. And so I would encourage you to find one of these and check it out for yourself. And if you do get one, come back and put it in the comments what your impressions are. We always welcome comments from people when they've gone out and maybe you have the same impression, a better impression, or a worse impression. That's okay. You come and share that with us. Okay, so that's the Jinhao 911. Again, highly recommended pen. And again, I want to encourage you, if you want to share your impressions, if you've got one of these, share those in the comments below. Like and subscribe. We're going to have more reviews of fountain pens, and next time it will be a Wing Sung demonstrator pen. We'll have that out probably in the next several days. But thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and have a great day.